Greetings, fellow EverQuest players, and welcome back to another part of my guide and showcase for the EZServer. This will be part 7, and this will be when I show off the tier 8 of our server, which will be a Temple of Veeshan. I'll go with Veeshan, though I was not exactly I was not exactly sure how one would pronounce that, but I'll go with Veeshan. So I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. Just a quick, like I always say at the start of these videos. If you are new to the server, you may also want to watch the previous videos. They are in more or less chronological order from the start of the server and following along all the tiers. And I also plan to, wrap this up with showing off the last zone that we've gotten made for our server, Veeshan's Peak. So. But today it's all about a zone that if you have already played live EverQuest back in the days, you may know this zone pretty well. We are now in Temple of Veeshan, and I have my I have my Inneruk illusion on. I guess I can just use that for a while. I just have to shrink a bit first. So some really cool animations on this model, I think, at least especially when I'm running. It looks kind of hilarious. Anyways, as you can see here, this is the entrance to the zone, and while a lot of them, well, I guess everything in this zone is more or less as you remember it in terms of the NPCs. It's the same NPCs as you will have on live, but the main difference is obviously their loot table. So at the zone in here, we have the same NPCs that you normally would have in the extended zones on our server. And we also have the Veeshan collector, which is an NPC that you will have to deal with when you are doing the Ultimate Charm version 3, which is the version you'll get before the one that I have now currently. So I'll get into that as well. Coming from the previous tier Loping Plains, which had a lot of different mechanisms with it, this zone is now kind of like Anguish was in comparison to the Abyss. It'll be way more straightforward than the previous tier. Basically, as with all the other zones, you will have to collect your epic. It'll be the epic 8, and you will also have to collect all the visible armor from the zone, not excluding the accessories like the rings and the necklaces and stuff. Those are not mandatory to get leveled up to the next tier. But before you can enter this zone, you have to finish Loping Plains like I showed you in the previous video, and you have to hail the level up wench after you've received your epic 7 and your visible armor of the wandering trader, whatever he was called. So then you you get leveled up and you can go in here in Temple of Veeshan. So yeah, let's just take a quick tour. We may soon get to a point where, because in all of the previous videos I've just been running around here on my tank and minding my own business, because my gear is so good that these these mobs they haven't been any threat to me. But at this point we're starting to get to the place where I have to pay a little bit of attention, especially if I'm putting my back towards these. These are actually not hitting me too hard yet, but for you as a player breaking in here, you definitely have to be careful. So as with the lives Temple of Veeshan zone, you may remember if you've been here that there are two sides here at just past the entrance. So down here you will have a few of the named dragons that you'll need to kill, and it's pretty straightforward to get the armor to your characters in this instance. Like I showed you in a previous video, maybe it was the first or the second video, this is definitely a place where you should have at this point you should have you know, collected quite a bit of money, platinum. So I would suggest that you make use of instances in here, because it will take some time to farm these dragons and get the armor that you need. So because they only drop one piece at a time, unless you make a double or triple loot instance, which, yeah, you know, is possible if you have participated in the Halloween events and you've received some of those items. So as we can see here, class-specific armor will drop, and Dosakar will only drop the breastplates. So the different named dragons will, you know, drop the different armor pieces that you need to continue your progression on the server. Also, as you can see here, Dosakar had something called the green Veeshan scales, and the green Veeshan scales, along with I think I alluded some of the other, yeah, along with the red and the silver Veeshan scales. These three items are used for two things. They are used to create your Epic 8 augment, and they're also needed when you are working on your Ultimate Charm version 3. So keep that in mind, and you know, loot these scale when you break in here. You make sure you loot these items on your main tank first, because that's obviously the most important character to you know, gear up. So moving on here, if you have been in here before, this will be like, I remember when I was in here for the first time way back when the zone was created. The mobs in here was really hitting me really hard with rampage and on all my characters and stuff. So back in the live, I don't think you could just run back up here like you can here on EZServer. So yeah, that is quite nice that you don't have to, you know, sucker or port back and zone in again. So you can just run back the same way that you entered. So we'll have some various bosses around here. We'll have, I think, Gosram up here, like the Vox style, Lady Vox style NPC model up here. And we have a few more on this side as well. But, you know, most of the dragon names are in the north area, as they are on live. So let's take a quick run up there, watch this hilarious Inneruk animations go, and we'll move up here to the north area of Veeshan. So I'll stop here by the stairs and I'll show you something. I'll show you something that you may not be aware of, because I have not explained it in my videos yet. But there is an item. During the video where I explained the optional zone called Tower of Frozen Shadow, I also talked about needing the essences in there to ascend your ultimate weapon. And I also mentioned that there was a triggered rare boss spawn on the upper level. His name is Advisor Svartmane. Svart actually means black in Norwegian, which is... so anyways, he will spawn up there and he will drop the item that I have here, Spirit of the Ninja. And what this does is it clears your aggro. So this is a really handy item that you can use for many purposes in this zone and some of the other zones on the server as well, because it'll wipe your aggro. Yeah, kind of like Feign Death, only you don't have to, you know, really wait for the mobs to forget you like the Feign Death does. So this is an instant click that will wipe the aggro. And before you get your hopes up, you cannot use this. Item in all the zones, especially not the higher level zones. But in some zones, this can be very beneficial. And at this level, you may be high enough to actually farm this. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure you can, especially if you've had, your main tank has been working on your ultimate weapon. So getting up here, we have the Arionar, and he's also, as along with all the other dragons here, he will drop, one of the armor pieces that you need to progress on the server. During the Halloween events, you may farm a Halloween zone where you can get these. These are basically a death touch click key, and along with the spirit of the ninja here, you can use these items in some of the zones. In the higher tiered zones, you will not be allowed to use this. Same with the zone pull clicks that I showed you in the previous video in Loping Plains. So, but in some zones you can make use of these. You can also see here that these mobs will drop they will also drop the resistance gems for this appropriate tier, and they will also drop these, which will reduce the threat, which I also showed you in the Loping Plains video. So basically, you may wonder how Vulak Air works on this server, and basically you need to kill all the dragons in here to be able to kill Vulak, and Vulak will drop at least 3 of those scales that I showed you, along with some other stuff. That is guaranteed at least, but just you don't necessarily have to kill all the trash, I think, but you will need to kill all the dragons in here before you make an attempt at kill him. The longer you play here, you may learn some secrets, but I'm just not gonna spoil everything for you right now. So here's Vulak, and when you've killed the other dragons, you can go ahead and kill him. We have some more dragons up here. I think they're positioned in the same way as they are on live. Yeah, you can see here I have a map with the spawn points added here, so you can see that the dragons, they spawn at the same location approximately as they would on live. So while I'm actually getting a bit low on hit points here because they're hitting my back now. So basically I'm at the stage now in my videos, in my tiers, where I actually kind of need to pay a bit attention to my positioning when I'm making these videos. So there's that. But you can see here we have the 3 dragons up here as well that you need to kill. If you check out the wiki, you can see what the different dragons drop, what kind of items they drop, and some of these dragons don't drop the armor or the accessories. They have some of these dragons drop a mount, some experience potions and stuff. So so make sure you save those as well. The experience potions can be really nice, especially if you don't have any buffs, experience buff from higher level players in Nexus. So here we have some of the items that you loot in here, and there's no combining or anything here either, like in Loping Plains. You just get the armor ready to go, ready to equip, along with the accessories. Here we have the dragon mount that drops in here as well, so you may want to pick that one up. At some point in the near future, there will be a quest on the server where you can gather all the mounts that drops on the server, and get a special mount for that. It's kind of like a quest to collect all the mounts, and I think you'll gain like a flute or something that will pop up a menu where you can summon all the mounts. So it looks kind of neat. So I guess that will be added in the near future on the server. So so it's good to, you know, pick one character and, you know, stick with these mounts, pick them up and make sure you save them for the quest. But yeah, the Spirit of the Ninja can be useful in here for many purposes. I'm not going to go into any details now, but you can, you know, try to figure out some of the stuff yourself. It'll basically wipe the aggro. I can just show you one more time how it works. So let's just aggro these dragons here. And, oh, that was... I thought they had higher... Okay, so these guys summon as well, so you have to keep that in mind as well. If you deal damage to them, you know, expect to get summoned. So now I use... Oh, I was a bit wrong of my timing here. So let's just try that one more time. Alright, so you kind of need to time this because, you know, they will summon you and then you can try to run off. And if you get some distance, you know, as you can see here, you will clear the aggro. So if you mess up with a pull or something, this may save your life. Just make sure that whenever you're summoned, then you'll have, you know, a few seconds on you before the next summon is due, so you can build some distance and click this item to raise your aggro. But, you know, getting this item is really hard. You know, just ask anyone who has farmed Advice Svartmane in the Frozen Shadows tower. You know, there can be, you can stay there for days and, you know, may not even get him. So so yeah, basically some of the zones here you can even use the invisibility, and you know, the mobs will not see you. Some of the mobs will, so that is also something you have to, you know, figure out when you play here. But that is basically it for this zone in terms of getting your armor pieces. Just go around here, play, have fun. I really like this zone. And it's also really straightforward, which is quite welcoming after you have been to Loping Plains. So run around here, kill the dragons, get the armor for your characters, and when you are you know, more or less done with that, you can start working on your ultimate charm if you want to, which you will have to hail the crazy eyes here and get the quest, and you will have to collect these scales and turn them in to get the ultimate charm version 3. One more thing, and that is related to the epic that you will need to get in here. To get the epic, you need to... how was it? You need to have, I think it's like 10 of each of these. Let me just double check, because there is, the info is here. You will probably have to read up on this as well when you're going into Temple of Veeshan. Let me see here. Epic, yeah, so it says here you need to collect 3 of each of the colors of the dragon scales, and you have to loot one essence of Temple of Veeshan. So basically what you do is you put like 9 of these, 3 greens, 3 silver and 3 reds in a magic box, and combine it in there along with one of these that'll drop in here. The essence of Temple Veeshan. So, you know, filling your magic box with these scales and the essence here will you know, create, after you click combine, it'll create a charged Veeshan scale of power. So you can give this the scale of power to the epic vendor along with your epic 7 to get your epic 8. So that is how you progress through this this zone. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but you know, it can take a lot of time to get all the armor items, so make sure that you make use of instance cycling if you have the money for it, because that will definitely speed up your progression in here. And you know, once you've done all that and you're ready to go, you just hail up the level wench again, and you will get flagged for the next tier, which is Old Common Lands. So stay tuned for the next video where I will cover the next tier, which is the Old Common Lands, and I'll see you then.